It's slightly different because it's a tale of two triangles. Different triangles again, but triangles are something I've seen a lot of when I see pictures up in the conferences. And there's two I'd like to introduce to you. The first of those is that triangle we talk about with time and cost on it. Now, if you've ever seen that, you don't often see them on the points of the triangle, on the apex, time, cost and quality. I put them on the sides. And then you think about how that triangle works. The time side and the cost side, we know how to measure them. How do we measure time? We look at a watch. We know days and weeks. How do we measure cost? Well, we get money. So they're easy. But how do we measure quality? Not so easy to measure. If either of the sides for time and cost get bigger or smaller, we can see it. Because if you put little marks on the side of that triangle, you'd see more of them or less of them. But the quality side of the triangle can get squeezed very easily, and you don't see that happening. And when you've got project managers who are only being tracked in terms of their performance on the basis of time and cost, what you're going to get is a lot of squeezing on that quality side of the triangle. To counteract it, what you need to do is push back and get measures on that side. And a good way of doing it is don't think about projects just being on time and on budget, but looking at on risk all the way through. And from a testing point of view, it's understanding where you are with that and making sure you track it through. That's one of the triangles. The second one is in the world of Agile. When people talk to me about what Agile testing is, I say it's not one thing, it's three. And the way I try to think about it is if you imagine three poles in the ground and a rope that's tied around them and kept tight. The first of those poles is good testing done by developers. And included in that should be automated checks that they build into their code. And that will help us in the CI space. The second one of those poles is the users being involved, the product owners and the users actively involved in doing acceptance testing all the way through the work, not just at the end and waiting for things to come back. The third one from that side is exploratory testing. For me, if you miss one of those, that means that pole isn't standing up. And if you drop the pole, the rope around the outside will get slack again. And guess what? The bugs get out. Because each of those are looking in different places. The developers are looking at specific functions and how they test them and whether that function's performing according to specification. It's in the checking space, and that's where we can work. The users are interested in where they're going to use the system and how they're going to do it, but they won't look at the edge stuff. They won't look at well, what else could we do and what might go wrong? And that's where the exploratory testing kicks in. If you don't do all three of those, then your chances of success in Agile testing are virtually nil, in my view. So, think about those two triangles, and if you've never come across them before, if you want pictures of them, I've got graphics for them as well. Hopefully they'll help you understand a little bit more about both of those. But in my experience, trying to explain that Agile, it works. And on the project one, there is a joke about that. If anybody wants to tell, I will tell it later, but you're eating, so I'm not going to tell you it now. But if you want another joke, please get in touch with me, and I'll tell you the name I give to when that side of the quality side of the triangle gets squeezed. If anybody's eaten and wants to hear separately, then I'll tell you off mic. Right, speak to you later, folks.